Hi students, in this particular lesson what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare Microsoft Word and Webplus and each other's features and facilities when it comes to doing the web authoring question. Okay, so I'm going to use the question that we had in the mock paper. So let me quickly show you the differences, right? And also towards the end I'm going to talk about something very important in this new syllabus, where they ask you to change the HTML coding, right? And let's see how we can do this when you use Word and when you use Webplus, right? Because I know some of the students are using Word for this, and some of the students are using Webplus for this, right? So both options are okay, but I feel Webplus is much more easier and time saving, but that doesn't mean you can't use Word. In Word also you can do a better job really quickly. But there are advantages and disadvantages in both, right? So let me take Word for example first. Now in Word, you know that you need to take a new document, and when you're designing the web page, first thing is that you need to change the layout to web layout. Now where is web layout? It's right here, web layout, okay, on the bottom corner before the zoom out, the third option, right? So it has to be web layout. And next is to insert a table. So you go to insert, just insert a random table and take the corner handle, bottom corner handle, and drag this. Okay, and this is what I'm going to use for laying out the web page, right? Right, and according to the layout that they had given, I must have the logo here, the company name right here, and the page title should be here in this section. So let me type that. This was DreamWorks, right? And the page title, introduction, well, it should be here, introduction, and here the content, right? Okay, and when you're using the table, you need to merge and split accordingly to suit your layout. So I'm going to merge this whole row, right click, merge, and here there should be a left section for the image, and the center section for the content, and the right section here for the links, right? So I'm going to right click on this cell and okay, so what you do is you have the table, right? And then let's split this cell, right click, okay, right click and split cells. Number of columns, let's go for 2, and one number of rows 1. Okay, so I'm going to use this section for the image, right? But I'm not going to add all the contents here. I'm just my main concern is the HTML part, right? And the headings and those styling, right? And here you're supposed to have the links. So even in the home page, don't forget to put the home link for the home. So here our collections, and then enter, then this had membership. This is the question that we got in the mock paper, membership, and then FAQ, right? Okay, right. So, and they wanted the background color for the page. So that of course you can go to page design and use page color, right? And initially they wanted a particular color. They wanted a particular color for this, right? So in Word the problem is giving the exact color, right? Because the paper gave the color code in hexadecimal, but here if you go to more colors, page color, more colors, you see if you go to the custom tab, you see the color code is accepted using RGB values, right? Now here the problem is how I'm going to give the hexadecimal code to get the exact color. So in this case what we can do is we can open up Photoshop, and click on the color palette there. Right now Photoshop, of course, Photoshop allows both RGB and the hexadecimal code, right? So let me pick a random color here, and here I have the hexadecimal code 3399CC, right? So assuming that this was the color code given in the paper, what I can do is I can get the RGB values from the Photoshop color palette, right? Now it's 51, 153 and 204. So that's the value I can enter here. Simply add those RGB values, 153 and 204, right? So that's how you get the exact color in Word. Okay, so up to now I think it's straightforward, and you understood that, right? So it was somewhat quick, except that we had a small disadvantage of giving the exact hexadecimal number for the color code, right? So you open up Photoshop and got the hexadecimal number. You actually in here you need to type the hexadecimal number which is given in the book, I mean the paper, which is given in the paper, right? Without the hashtag, just type the value and then get the exact RGB values and put them into Word, right? Okay, let's see how we can do the same thing in Webplus. Okay, so if you go to Webplus, the default page is this, and it is in portrait view, right? So the first thing you need to do is you need to set the dimensions, the correct dimensions to landscape view, right? So you right click on the page and select page properties, go to appearance, and I have told you that we normally go 4200, 4300 and 620. Right now this will nicely fit on to a screen which has 1366 and 768 screen resolution, right? Okay, so you see the home page is already created, you don't have to worry about that, and it is having the file name index.html, but in Word of course it's still document1 Word, right? We haven't saved it as HTML, right? So I'll show that to you. Okay, now how do you get the background color? You right click on the document, go to page properties and background, drop this background down and use page background, drop down background color, go to more colors. Right now Webplus also allows you to add the hexadecimal number, right? Okay, so let me take it from Photoshop. Let's assume that this is the color they wanted to have. Simply copy and paste without the hashtag, right? You get the exact color in Webplus as well. There you go. Okay, right, so that was pretty straightforward, and it was much more easier than the Word, especially when you are adding the color code, right? But there are some disadvantages in Webplus also, but overall I give credit to Webplus. Okay, right, now let's save this. In Word of course you need to save this as an HTML file. So let me save this to the desktop. Remember, all your pages should be saved in the same location. It's easy if you do so. save file type as, you can go for web page, HTML or HTML, web page filtered. You can choose these two options, not single web page. Okay, and you can see the default is given for htm.html. In the paper they wanted you to have html.html. So it's important when you set this type to web page.html, it's important that when you save this, now the home page of the website is always named as index. So index.html. So stick to one format, HTML or HTML. But since the paper asked HTML, you have to type HTML here, index.html. You can also add a title here, change title. This will go on the title bar of the web browser. Something like welcome to Greenworks. Okay, and save. It's already there, so let's replace. Right. Oh, did it get saved as HTML? Problem was, I think, yeah, it is HTML. Okay, remember HTML. Right, I chose index.html here in the title. Right, now let's preview and see. Let's go to desktop, index.html here, open up. My computer is a bit slow, so you have to be patient. Right, now it has come nicely, right? There's a little bit of space at the bottom, so what you can do is you can go back to the Word document and increase the height from the corner handle here. Right, now you see that in Word, what you see in the design is not what you get. So it is not really what you see, what you get, right? The output is slightly different, so you need to test between the two, right? Okay, so let's see how we can view it in Webplus. Okay, now the Webplus, of course, the advantage is that, that's the mouse, okay, that you don't need to save these individual files, right? When you save in Webplus, you're saving it as a Webplus document, WPP. Okay, so it's better, I think, in the exam it's better you save it, save the Webplus file, and all you got to do is just go to preview and select preview site. I suggest that you go for Chrome. Now in case if Chrome is not showing up here, just go to browser preview list, okay, and select auto detect. Then you will see Chrome. If Chrome is installed, it will appear there, right? So you go to preview and preview in Chrome. That's all you have to do. And again, it will take a little bit of time because it's coming from a local host, which is a server installed here. Right, perfect, comes like that. Okay, so I didn't add any text there. Okay, let me now add text into this. So you go to quick build. Oh, I missed one thing. The Webplus users, when you start the Webplus, it's very important that you have the default workspace. Otherwise, some of your palettes and some of your tabs may be missing, right? So how do you get the default workspace? You go to view and tabs and select default workspace. Okay, so it's very important, right? Okay, so you go to quick build, take the text tool, draw a text box, and let's type Dreamworks. Okay, for the next one you can even duplicate this, click on the border, Control C, Control V, take it there, and let's have introduction. Alright, okay, so I didn't add the paragraph yet, I just have the two titles, right? Okay, here again, preview in Google Chrome. Wait for a while and you get it. Okay, so that's how the two softwares work in terms of web authoring. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to do the styling, right? Right, now before that we'll add the paragraph. right? There's supposed to be a paragraph, so they have given this paragraph. Actually there are two paragraphs, you see. What you have to do is, first of all, let's copy this in Word, okay, and we'll simply paste it. But when you're pasting, the thing is, now see what has happened. It is pasting with all the formattings. The hyperlinks are there, the background colors are there, right? Because the people who made the paper had just copied it from internet and pasted into that document, right? So with all the formattings, it gets copied here. So it's very important that you remove all the formattings, right? In Word, of course, you can simply do that by right clicking. Why is this right click doesn't work? Okay, go to paste options. My right click takes a while. Oh yeah, there it comes. So right click and go to the paste options and take the last one, which is keep text only, right? If you are going through paste options here, home, take the last one, so it will paste only the text without any formatting, right? Right, so that's how you paste the text, the paragraph, right? Okay, now in Webplus, of course, there's a bit of a disadvantage. Before you paste again, there are not much paste options here. Let me see. Advanced paste is there. Oh yeah, that option is there. Paste as unformatted text. Yeah, there you go. In Webplus also you have it. Yeah, now only I found it. Okay. So it's pretty easy, right? In both. So credits to both softwares. Okay. Right. But in Webplus, you see, it has come in two paragraphs nicely. But here, no, that's it's obvious, like, because Webplus is meant for web authoring, but Word is meant for word processing, not really web authoring, right? Okay, so now let's test it again. In Word, of course, you can just hit save. Let's open the index.html. Okay, perfect, right? Okay, now let's preview in Webplus. So remember, in Webplus you are previewing the site. Wait for a while. Okay, there you go. Nice and easy, right? Now Webplus 6 users, version 6 users. Now this is X8. If you are a user of X6, of course, remember, when you are previewing, there will be two options: preview page and preview site. Okay, so you need to go for preview site. If you go for preview page, what happens is only that particular page will be previewed, not the whole site, and the links won't work, right? So you go for preview site, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this styling, right? According to the paper. No, before that we'll look at the links. Right, now in Word, of course, you need to manually link these, so that's a bit of a disadvantage. So what you do is you highlight the text, right, that you want to link. You can, after that, right click and select link, or else the shortcut key is and also remember that I'm using 2016 Word. You must be using a lower version, or maybe 2013. So right click hyperlink, or else highlight the text and press Control K, right? And here you need to give it as index.html, right, because we saved it as HTML, right? And our collections, highlight again, Control K. Now remember, when it comes to the page file name, it has to be all lowercase, right? All lowercase, and better not to have multiple words. Just you know, if you really want to have multiple words, just have them without any space, right, in lowercase. So let me put collections. It's better to be short in the file name, as short as possible, right? So collections.html. Okay, and here highlight, Control K, membership. And even though they haven't, in the paper they haven't asked you to link the membership and the FAQ, let's link them. So as a habit, you link everything. And save. Okay, right, and now let's do the styling. Now in Webplus, of course, you need to have the navigation here. Okay, so let me reduce it. And also, if this icon comes, this means text overflow. That means the placeholder is not having enough space to accommodate the text. That was because of this blank line. So backspace, and be aware of this text overflow, right? Okay, right, now in Webplus, of course, you need to get the navigation. Now before getting the navigation, it's important that you format the home page completely. So since we haven't completed it, I'm not going to have the navigation right now, but I will show you in a moment. Right now what we are going to do is we are going to add the styling. They wanted DreamWorks to be of heading 1. So in Word, of course, you highlight and you go through the styles here, these styles, and select heading 1. Simple as that, right? And here it should be heading 2. So highlight, go for heading 2 in styles right here. Okay, do not change the font size, because you know these headings, they have a fixed size. So if you change the font size at a glance, you won't be able to see the difference between heading 1 and heading 2, right? So in HTML we have heading 1 to heading 6, and heading 1 is the largest and heading 6 is the smallest, right? So it's important that you just leave it without changing the font size, right? Okay, and they wanted the text color to be midnight blue, 191970 something, right, as far as I remember. So how do you change the font size? You highlight the text, go to text color, go to more colors. Again, that problem occurs that you can't add hexadecimal code here, so you go to Photoshop and let's type that code. That was 191970 as far as I remember. Yes, it's dark blue, right? That is, oh, it was, I think it was 75, no, 25, let me see, 25, 25, 25, what? Okay, we are using only web colors now, so you have to remove web colors. Yeah, 191970, yes. So untick this only web colors, right? Because that doesn't allow all the colors. It filters out only the web colors, web safe colors, right? So 25, 25, 112, 19, 1970. That's the hexadecimal code. So our RGB code is 25, 25, 112. So let's add it here. 25, 25, 112. There you go. Right, and interestingly, this gets saved here under recent colors. So for the rest, just highlight and select the color. Okay, and here also highlight, select the color. Right, so you change the color like that, right? In Webplus, highlight, text color is right here on the top right corner, drop it down and select more colors, and here you know that we can add the color code straight away, 191970. Okay, and interestingly, in Webplus also the recent colors get saved, so it's really easy. Drop down and select the color that you used, the midnight blue. Right, so there you go. Right, so that's how you do it. In Webplus we need to set this to H1 and this one H2, right? So how do you do that? In Webplus you have something called Textiles. There's a tab called Textiles. That's why I wanted you to have the default layout before you started, right? So go to default layout, styles, and textiles. Textiles, and there you have heading 1. Okay, it gets center lined as well. Here you have heading 2. Let's center line. In Word, of course, to center line the shortcut key is Control E and Control E. Okay, save. Hit save. Right, lastly the paragraph has to be formatted as paragraph. So highlight the paragraph. This is in Webplus. In Webplus, of course, you can select this body, click on body, and then default paragraph font. Right, that will make it a P tag. It will use P tag, right? So here to here it will be one P paragraph, opening tag, P opening tag, and P closing tag from here to here, and then another P opening tag and a closing tag here to here, right? And notice that it removes the color, which means you need to add the color again, the midnight blue. Okay. Oh, I haven't added that here. Yeah, so when you add the style, the color goes. So remember, you need to add the color again manually, right? All right. Okay. Then in Word, what you do is you highlight. Okay, and if you go to styles, you don't really have a paragraph, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new style. Okay, click on modify and select style type as paragraph, right? Okay, now this will include the P tag. Okay, all right, so that's how you do in both. Now let's test this in the browser. So always you are required to test it in the browser. Okay, nice. Okay, but remember we have got only the HTML, only the index.html file, which is the home page in Word. We didn't create the our collection page. In Webplus, of course, again we have only the home page. We don't have the other pages. But let's test it. Preview site in Chrome. Takes a while. There you go. Right, so we have added the colors, background colors, the foreground colors, the text colors, using the exact color coding and everything, the hexadecimal codes. We have set them to heading 1, heading 2, and the paragraphs. And even in Word we have done it. We have got the background color, we have got the heading 1, heading 2, and the links as well, right? Okay, that's my first part. In the second part, I'm going to talk about the HTML section, right? How to extract the HTML, how to change the HTML, and change the colors and everything. Okay, and also to create the second page, our collections, and how we test the link. Right. Okay, so see you in the next video.